Alright, today I'm going to show you the Ram Quad Lights light kits. They make them for the Blade MQX, the Heli-Max 1SQ, and the Traxxas QR-1. I have not gotten them for the QR-1, but I do have them installed already on both my MQX and my 1SQ. This is the set here. It is a plug-and-play light kit. It's just got two plugs, one plug that plugs into the quadcopter and one that the battery plugs into, and therefore the same battery powers the lights and the quadcopter. It's really easy, no soldering. All you've got to do is tape or glue these onto each arm and then up towards the motor. That's pretty straightforward. You can hot glue, super glue. I've just taped them on just to do it quick and easy. And I've also found out that it works with the Syma X1. That's the Blade MQX kit. Since it has the same plugs, the Syma X1 and the Blade MQX share the same battery plugs. So you can buy the MQX kit and put it on your X1. However, it takes a little bit of modding because of the way the X1 battery works. It just is mounted, it has this hard plug on the top, and then the battery is really funky with the plug kind of coming off the back of it. So it's intended to just plug in and then the battery just plugs right in, which doesn't leave any room for these plugs. So to make it work, you've got to get one of the MQX batteries, which is a little bit bigger actually, so it'll give you longer flight times. It fits in there just fine, and now you've got room to get the plugs in between so you can have the lights on there. So I'm going to show you how to install these on the X1, but other than this whole battery nonsense, the same process applies to all these. I mean, it's just a matter of taping it to the arm and taping the light up here somewhere near each motor. So to start, you want to get the canopy out of the way. Okay. And then what I did is I just took a light. We'll start with the white lights. Those are for the forward-facing blades, and those would be your white blades. So kind of get the light about where you would want it. For the front blades, it's good to try to have the light kind of point up so it reflects off the blades, and then the whole blade lights up. Makes it really easy to see. So just kind of eye out about where you're going to mount that light, and then work your way back up the arm, and then somewhere at about the middle point just tape or glue that down, and then that'll kind of get you started. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now I've got that one light in place, and now I'm just going to continue and do the same thing for each other arm. But as you're doing that, remember that your green light is your right light, so that needs to go to the right rear blade, and your red light is the left light, so that needs to go to the left rear. One way to remember that is green has 5 letters and right has 5 letters. So I will go ahead now and tape all the rest of these into place. Okay, now I've got all the arms taped into place. And so now I need to tape the lights, and from my experience with the MQX, I found that it's best if you put the white lights on the inside of the blades and then kind of angled up a little bit so that they're shining on the bottom of the blades. So this way, when it's coming towards you, the lights are on the inside of the arms. You don't have to, if you put them on the outside, you can't really see it coming towards you. But for the rear ones, it's the exact opposite. You want to have the lights on the outside of the quadcopter so that when you're flying sideways, you can see it. And then, if you're going directly away from you, it gets a little bit hard to see, but that's not as often as you may be sideways or angled. So I found it's best, since the red and the green ones are really what gives you orientation, you want to be able to see those, so it's best to have those on the outside. So now I'm just going to go through and just kind of put a piece of tape right here behind the light to tape that into place on each of the motors. So let me go ahead and do that now. Alright, and now I have all the lights mounted. Again, as I said before, I like to point the white ones up and have them on the inside of the frame. And as I was installing the rear ones, I actually came up with a little bit better design. Instead of just mounting them against the edge in the back, I actually put them down off the bottom too. So now from behind you can see them hanging down. So you can see them pretty much from any angle. So I think that's going to work out really well. Again, I just taped them on the outside, but then bent it down towards the bottom. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. Now we just need to get all the plugs squared away. And you're going to take the male plug and plug that into the quadcopter where the battery would plug in. So let's work that into there. Okay, so now the light is plugged in where the battery would go, and that's just going to stay there unless you wanted to fly without the lights on, and you could unplug it. And so now you just plug your battery into this plug. And with the MQX battery and the cable, it should give you just enough room to get those together. You may need to slide the battery out a little bit to do it, but they should plug in. So let me go ahead and do that now. Alright, and there we are. Battery's plugged in, and you can see the lights are going. There's the front lights, and then rear right is green, rear left is red. And then you're going to put your canopy back on, which, depending on how you mounted it, with me using tape, the wires kind of interfere with the canopy clipping back into place, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, that's all there is to that. So yeah, get the MQX light set if you want to do it with your Syma X1, or they make them specifically for all three of those quadcopters. And you may have already seen a couple night flight videos I did. I'll do another one with the Syma here in a bit. And it flies really great. I can fly in pitch black and keep my orientation no problem. So I'd highly recommend this. Very easy installation. I think they're about $12, so well worth it. Alright, well thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.